Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, the most honorable J Red. I am here. The bad guy is back. The villain is back, ladies and gentlemen. And I am happy to be here. And I'm happy everybody is joining me on tonight's broadcast. I would like to first say, happy first of the month. Wake up, wake up. It is the first of the month, ladies and gentlemen. So, hopefully, everybody has a prosperous July. This is the seventh month in the year. This year is halfway over. We only got a few more months, and it's been passing by pretty fast. So, shout out to everybody who's been doing their thing. This is every time it's a new month, it feels like it's a new energy, especially as the seasons change. So, I wish everyone a great, prosperous July. Okay. Make it as good as you can. 4th of July is around the corner. We had just celebrated Juneteenth a couple of weeks ago. So 4th of July is coming up. But yeah, man, thank you everybody for joining me. Hopefully you have a great start to your week. As always, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/RedsView. Also, make sure that you hit the like button. If you're watching right now, you with me right now, the redheads, I need you to hit that like button. Hit the share button as well. We want to get as many eyes on this video as possible. So make sure that you do that. If you're watching this on Twitter right now, make sure you hit that retweet for your boy. And also, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button, heart button, whatever you want to put, and make sure you hit that share button. We got a lot to discuss tonight, but I hope to not keep you on too long. Usually I do broadcast on Tuesday, but the BET Awards just happened last night, and I wanted to make sure I got into the algorithm and the traction. You know how that goes. You know what it is. So, yeah, man, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, man. The topic of tonight's show, it has to do with Usher, but mainly the BET Awards. Why was the BET Awards agenda driven? Agenda driven. Did y'all see that showcase last night? Now, I know we always talk about the BET Awards every year. We say that it's not the same as it was when it first started in 2001. Wasn't it 2001 or 2000? I forgot. When Monique opened it up. The BET Awards has not been the same since like 20 years ago. But why was the BET Awards agenda driven? It was agenda driven. That's who saw it. Who saw that circus of a show last night? Who saw that circus of a show last night? It gets worse and worse each year. But this year, well, you know what? I think last year topped this year. It was bad. I think it was worse last year, but this one was agenda heavy. Like last year was just a ratchet mess. This was agenda heavy. And when I say agenda, you should know what I'm talking about. Now for anybody who's thinking that I'm going to be bashing anyone's sexuality, that's not the case. Bashing any type of gender or whatever the case, that's not the case on this show. I'm just pointing out what's obvious. This isn't bashing anybody's political party. This isn't bashing anybody's belief system. This is just talking about what was obvious last night. And what I saw that took place on the showcase of the BET Awards was an absolute Democratic extravaganza, plantation extravaganza, ratchet, just all everything, right? It's hardly anything good I could say about this award show. At least with the last award show, like they honored Master P, and then the hip hop. It was the celebration of hip hop last year, 50 years. But this one, man, it was so much agenda driven stuff going on, from promoting homosexuality to promoting who to vote for and all that other stuff. It just feels like this was a desperation attempt by the Democrats, if I'm keeping it real, So yeah, man, we're about to get into it. Make sure everybody, like I said, if you're watching right now, because we're about to dive into this topic heavy, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the like button right now if you're listening. And don't be afraid to drop a comment. Now, agenda driven, man. First off, let me start it off by some positivity. Let me talk about a couple of things that I did like that took place last night at the BET Awards, right? So I enjoyed Will Smith's performance. Will Smith has fully redeemed himself for sure with the Black community because, well, one thing is we never really let him go. However, Will Smith knew y'all seen my videos where he's redeemed himself. He's been going through this redemption ever since the Chris Rock slap. Will Smith performed his new single. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, but it's like a gospel felt single, gospel driven. I'll say that. Phenomenal performance, by the way. It sounds pretty good. He was rapping. It kind of reminded me of like Eminem 8 Mile type of feel to it, ironically. So, but it was a good performance. I really liked it. He redeemed himself and had Kirk Franklin come out. He had Kirk Franklin come out, do a little gospel and stuff like that. So Will has been going into overdrive. Shout out to Will Smith and his team. You good, Will? You good? See, Bad Boys 4 already got you back, right with Hollywood, right? But right, and then you've been doing all the promo runs, hitting up black owned media or black media rather, hitting up all the podcasts, reaching out to the influencers. You've been doing your thing. He's been hitting the streets, the black community. I can say that. So he's already got himself good with that. But now showing up to the BET Awards, that's how you're trying to get really all the way good back in, because that's the highest as far as black ran, because it's not black owned, but as far as black people putting on, this is the highest showcase for that, the BET Awards. So Will Smith, you back good. You good with us. I don't think Will Smith got to do anymore. And also, what else? I loved Killer Mike's acceptance speech when he won best hip hop male album or best album of the year or whatever. He won that, and I'm glad that Killer Mike kept the same energy. See, even though BET is not black owned and it's white ran and it's a circus, I know that it's still a part of the culture. It just gets hijacked and with agendas and stuff like that. So with Killer Mike, it was a good look for him to be there to accept his award, and he gave an adrenaline profound speech in his acceptance speech. And he really talked about, okay, I know it's a lot of stuff y'all talking about, voting. You need to not just vote for the president, but you need to vote for city council. You need to vote for governors, mayors. Like, you need to be voting locally so you can make a difference in your community. So that was amazing. I love Killer. He kept the same energy he had when he won a Grammy, because you know how usually it goes. You're so happy to win a Grammy, that when you win a BET Hip Hop Award or BET Award, we treat, or a Source Award, whatever it is, that's mainly led by us. You don't. Some people don't even show up, and the other people don't look at a BET Award as prestigious as a Grammy Award. And I get why, but it's important that we start our own, do our own, and different things like that. So I loved his acceptance speech. Shout out to Kevin T. You said the only good part is K.1. Yes, Kendrick Lamar did win Best Male Hip Hop Artist. They even opened up with Taraji P. Henson doing the Not Like Us parody. So that was interesting. But boy, did things go downhill from there. Boy, did it go downhill from there. Now, let me get into what I disliked about the show. First of all, I love Taraji as an actress. I think she's a phenomenal actress. She's been in some dope movies. She's had, Baby Boy is a classic, no doubt, right? Incredible performer. Not so good as a host last night. Man. You said sorry, I didn't mean to be a jerk. But yeah, man, Taraji didn't do a good job last night, man. Part of it wasn't her fault, because I feel like they jam-packed a lot of democratic fueled agendas in there, so she had to do everything off the limb, thinking off the top of her head and stuff like that. But she messed up. She kept messing up, saying things, and especially she messed up Keith Lee, the gentleman that she went to. Keith Lee was sitting like right here. I would show the footage, but I don't feel like looking for it. But Keith Lee and his wife were sitting right there. Y'all know the infamous food critic Keith Lee. So him and his wife were sitting right here. And then the guy, I don't know his name. I think he's an actor or whatever. I don't know if he's an influencer, but people say he looked like Method Man. So Taraji goes over to the guy who looks like Method Man, thinking that he's Keith Lee. And I forgot exactly what she said, but she was like, Keith Lee, hopefully you will judge this award show at a 9.5 out of 10 or whatever. And then the dude was like, no, that's not me. Keith Lee is right here. And then she went over to Keith Lee and said, oh, my bad, and then identified him and then said, oh, you still fine, though. Walked off, and his wife was sitting right there. It was so bad. Taraji, at the end of the show, it was like midnight my time. She had to apologize to Keith Lee for not knowing who he was. Pathetic. It was bad. Oh, yeah. You said, oh, that was bad. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was bad. So Taraji misidentified Keith Lee and disrespected his wife, if you want to look at like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, she shouldn't have been a sour patch. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if my fiance is right there and someone comes and compliments me, she's gonna laugh it off. But it was messed up. You already didn't know who the man was, and then the dude had to point to him. And this is live television now. It was real bad. It was real bad. So, Taraji, thumbs down to you. That wasn't your move. And like I said, I love Taraji as a actress. I think she's dope. I think she's phenomenal. But she did not do a good job at the BET Awards last night. So another thing that I noticed, it was very, when I say agenda based, right? It felt like Democratic ran promoting a homosexuality agenda. I'm just keeping it a buck, and I'll get to that in a few. And then it was very Black women empowerment. It was very, and I have no issue with women empowerment, but I was wondering why it wasn't that many male performers. Now, the other side to that is are there any like male hip hop acts that are hot right now? So I understand that, because basically from last year they had Sexy Red. Well, no, Sexy Red didn't perform last year, but they had Glorilla, they had Lotto. Those were the same. Ice Spice, the same performers from last year performed this year. And it was kind of strange to me. I was just like, dog, like, where are the men at? I think the only men that performed was Will Smith, which I don't really count him because he's an OG. And then Shabuzi, the country singer, that was a dope performance too. I forgot. I like that. And he brought out Jaquan, so that was dope. But it was very women empowered, like, yeah, the black woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if I would have known that was going to be the theme of the show, then I would have better prepared myself. I have no problem with that, but it just felt like overkill. And I'll get to that because we're going to talk about Usher's performance. But it was no males. It was no male performers. And like I said, that could be the fact that who is hot right now as a male performer besides Kendrick Lamar? Because some people were expecting Kendrick Lamar to show up. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he don't really do award shows like that. But besides Kendrick Lamar, I mean, hell, Drake could have been there. You know what I'm saying? You could have had Drake. I'm not sure what Lil Baby could have did, but it was when you have Lotto, right? Lotto was there performing, but she didn't perform any current hits. Ice Spice was there, but Ice Spice, her crowd don't even seem like it's the BET crowd. She seemed like she should be with the MTV crowd. So I was confused as to why Ice Spice was there. You had Megan Thee Stallion, Tyler. It was very, very fueled with women. And I was just like, okay, all right, black women, I see you. And one thing that was very, very cringe was this whole Kamala Harris, Taraji P. Henson commercial. That was cringe. It was cringe for a reason. I know Usher's performance was bad. We're going to get there. Trust me. We're unpacking a lot tonight. But let me show you, and I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I am going to be pausing this on certain parts. So bear with me. This is what I'm talking about when this Democratic ran. They didn't say vote blue no matter who or vote Democrat. But this was very cringe right here with the whole voting thing. And this is entertainment. And I understand you need to be serious and we need to vote, but this is supposed to be a night of entertainment. But this was very, very fueled with Democratic agendas. So we're going to watch this. This was Taraji P. Henson. Fair use, by the way. This was Taraji P. Henson and Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, their little commercial for voting. Let's look at this. Fair use, by the way. Hold on, let me turn this up. My bad. Let me see. Is it turned up? Or yeah, it's turned around. I need to turn my laptop up. Okay, here we go. Fair use.
No, Taraji. Now, I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow bison. The real HU,
Okay, so that's the college that they went to. And Kamala Harris is so cringe. I'm sorry, y'all. She's very cringe. She's putting on the black girl hat, the black woman hat when she don't claim to be black like that. She only does this during election season. So it's very cringe watching this video. I just can't stand her being the sister girl. So let's continue to watch.
So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP.
And notice how she's saying that without explaining anything, reproductive rights, all this other stuff. Our Supreme Court, like exactly how, because I guarantee if you dig deep into that, you'll be able to know that it may not be as bad as they're making it seem that it is. But let's keep going.
I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me
What streets? What streets are you out here in? Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. I can't stand the cosplay of a black woman. Now, I know Kamala went to a HBCU. I know she's an AKA, but she takes off that all the HBCU sister girl AK stuff. She ain't black and she don't claim to be black. You know, by in the system of white supremacy, she would be. But I think her dad is Jamaican and her mother is Indian or something like that. So she really don't claim. This is a cosplay. This is a cosplay. So that I'm in these streets. You ain't in these damn streets. Get out.
tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
Okay, and see how they tried to hijack the Kendrick Lamar, they not like us. When Kendrick is talking about they not like us, he's talking about you, Kamala. You're not like us. Kendrick is very specific in that. He's talking about colonizers or people who come into our culture cosplaying as us. That's what he was getting at Drake about. The whole Kendrick Lamar Drake beef is primarily centered around not Drake being an alleged pedophile, but Drake not being of American culture, foundational Black American culture, and cosplaying. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to pander and move the goalpost on what not like us really means. So that they not like us extremists. No, you're not like us. Let's keep going.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms, the freedom to vote.
Yep.
That's cap. It is not no attack on no freedom to vote. It's not. That's cap. I forgot what document or whatever it is they're saying that like the right to vote. How are we gonna lose the right to vote? That don't even make sense. Let's keep going.
The freedom to love who you love, the freedom to be safe from gun violence.
That's not true. That's cap. The freedom to love who you love. How? Are you insinuating that they're taking away you being able to be homosexual? Because that's what it sounds like. Like, what do you mean?
Freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do. No.
Okay, it's so cringe. It's so cringe. But yeah, that's sister girl Kamala Harris. You know, shout out to Vic Will. I don't like either at this point. I'm so disapproved in you mean disapproved or disappointed in Taraji. But what'd you say? But the Trump agenda is worse for us. Look, I'm not here to say who you should vote for. What I'm saying is I'm not in support of MAGA, Trump, the Republicans, or the Democrats, because this is Jay Red speaking. If they don't have an agenda specifically for foundational Black Americans, they ain't getting my vote. But I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm just telling you that these people will use your own antics or try to use antics to try to get you. This was what it was about. They're trying to hijack the culture in order to get the votes. That's what this whole show was about. That's what this whole show was about. But I get into that. But that was very cringe. That was very cringe. You said if they cared about female bodies, they could have fought against this need. Yeah, exactly. It's like choosing between the lesser two evils. That's what exactly it is. Because, you know, the first thing they'll say is Trump is racist. Biden, now this is reality. If you're talking about the lesser two evils when it comes to racism, Biden and Kamala has locked up plenty of Black people. But again, I'm not saying who you need to vote for or anything. I'm just pointing. This is a Democratic ran show, obviously. So we're talking about them right now. So yeah, she's only Black when it's convenient. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You said if you don't vote, it's worse. Not true. Not true. You're supposed to be able to have your vote mean something. You're not supposed to just vote just to vote. You're supposed to vote for policy. That's what our ancestors died for, the right to vote. But you don't just vote for anybody. You vote. You're supposed to have tangibles held. Other than that, people are just going to get by you and you're not going to get anything. Think about that. But let me, because I'll be preaching all night about that. But let me keep going about this award show. So it was that. And like I said, it was some of the same performers from last year. And this is also the cringe moment for me. The reason I said that it promoted the whole gay agenda, and I have nothing against anybody's sexuality, sexual preference. Do what you do, love who you love. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. But this right here, let me find out. Where was this? I'm gonna go to my stories on my IG. Hold on a second, because this right here is what was cringe to me. Hold on, y'all. And I hope I'm not the only one who noticed this. I shared this in my stories, and y'all, like, get out of here. Hold up. Let me share my screen. Where am I at? Where am I at? Okay, here we go. All right, check this out. So this is
you guys.
I'm about to show you. This is Niecy Nash, actress Niecy Nash, and her significant other, her wife.
Okay, fun fact, you guys. Tonight, Jessica and I are making history as the first same-sex married couple to ever present at the BET Awards in 24 years.
Agenda-driven. Yes. You see that? Let me play that again.
Okay, fun fact, you guys. Tonight, Jessica and I are making history as the first same-sex married couple to ever present at the BET Awards in 24 years.
Agenda-driven. Okay, and that's me in the background. Agenda-driven, agenda galore. Help me understand something, y'all. Why did it need to be announced that a same-sex couple, the first ever same-sex couple, presented an award at the BET Awards? Why was that significant? Really? Okay, we know that you're gay. Y'all same-sex couple, y'all married. Shout out to y'all. Why did it need to be announced why was it so important that we had to announce our sexuality as presenting an award? We're the first ever same-sex couple to present an award at the BET Awards. Help me understand that. What part of that did we need to, like, why did that need to be announced? That's like me going up and saying, hey, everybody, I'm the first graduate from Jackson State University to present an award here at the BET Awards. Woo! I'm the first member of Kappa Alpha Psi to present an award here at the MTV Awards. Woo! Do I get a cookie? Like, why did that need to be announced? Everybody, like, somebody could have been like, hey, I'm the first Nigerian to present an award. It is to present an award. See, when you hear first ever, first this, first that, that means that you're paving the way for somebody else to come through. I'm the first Black building inspector. So other Black building inspectors to come. I'm the first Black champion. I'm the first Black give me something else, building constructor, or first Black CEO for the Ford company or something like that. Like, that's some stuff that you will say because it can help pave the way. But to present a damn award, are we serious? Why did that need to be said? Why? This was a part of an agenda. Nobody can sit here and tell me that wasn't a part of no agenda right there. You're promoting your sexuality, and it was so unnecessary. Now, I can understand some things where you want to promote your sexuality, but personally, I don't think that that's important at all. Who you choose to love or have sex with or whatever, that got nothing to do with me. That's none of my business. Like, I've never announced that I was heterosexual. I never just said, hey, yeah, I love women. Now, of course, that's what people will say. That's the norm or whatever the case may be. But man, I don't care who you sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and 9 times out of 10, you could look at somebody and kind of tell anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not knocking anybody's sexuality, but that doesn't need to be announced. And for what? What was the reasoning for that? If anybody in the comments can say it, let me know what it is. Exactly. You said it sounds like some Soulja Boy would say. I'm the first to do this, first to do that. And you know, we do that because we know Soulja Boy is trolling and not being serious. But this was supposed to be a serious moment. So I'm just like, damn, what was this? Like, when I was like, what? Is this what this award show is about? And nobody can tell me that this wasn't about promoting an agenda. We're the first same-sex couple to present a damn award. Are they supposed to receive an award for that? Like, that's something hard to do. Anybody can go accept the damn BET award, and they're not the first gay people to go accept the damn BET award. shit, I can't think of nobody at the top of my head, but there have been other people who are gay to present awards. But the fact that y'all the first same-sex couple, like, come on, man. Come on. So I was very, very like, I was like, and it was at the end, so they had to sneak that in. That's called crowbarring an agenda in there. That's what we're talking about. So yeah, that was ridiculous. So yeah, that's pretty much like how that went. Now, the reason I feel like all this happened, and this is my theory, I feel like this all happened because Joe Biden, one of the reasons is it's election season, right, upon us. Joe Biden did so bad at the debate. He did so terrible at the debate that this was a desperation attempt to get as many black female voters as possible. This was a desperation attempt to get as many black female voters as possible, because from my understanding, last election, one of the big reasons that Joe Biden won the election is due to black women showing up in droves, large numbers, because Kamala Harris had the support from the black women. They said the black women had saved America. Y'all remember that narrative that they put out there? And then they say the black men was trying to vote for Trump and the black men didn't show up. The black man, they made us look like Mr. from Color Purple. They made the black man look bad. So this award show was the perfect showcase to promote an agenda and also cater to the LGBT crowd and the black women, because that's pretty much what Joe Biden leans towards. His policies, because he never gave anything to black people, despite what they say. Those lift all programs, and when I say lift all, that means that they say it helped black people, but it wasn't specifically for black people. So that whole student loan forgiveness, housing, and all the other stuff they come up with, they haven't done anything. The only thing Joe Biden can say that he did for black folks was give us a federal holiday with Juneteenth. Now, Trump ain't do nothing either. You know what I'm saying? So not saying anything like that. Neither one of parties have done anything for black people. So my advice is, don't let anybody sway your vote. You have to go in and vote with a mind and knowing that you want policies. What do you want out of these presidents? What do you want from the Democrats, Republicans, independents? I'm only voting for policy. There's a few things that I want as a black American, right? And if somebody presents that, I don't care who it is. It could be old Joe. He could be in a hospice and I'll still vote for him. If he goes to what my policies are, if he has policies for me, something tangible, not anything that anybody else can get, something specifically for black Americans. We need an anti-hate crime bill from black Americans. We need reparations. We need better resources for our community. You got to have something to get my vote. I'm not going to the polls just voting just because I'm in fear or scared. Like, don't get me cussing over here, man. Don't get me cussing. What'd you say? Black women carried the election. If we understood our power, we could really change the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. No loans forgiven. All my stuff wasn't approved. Exactly. 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 They have excuses every time. Vic Will, thank you. Thank you for saying that. This is truth. And what they try to do is shame you if you don't. They try to scare you into voting. Oh, Trump is the boogeyman. Joe Biden is a boogeyman too. Kamala Harris is a boogie woman. No, none of them. But now, if Kamala and Joe Biden have policies for me, then I'll vote. But if not, if Trump, I'm not a Trump supporter, but if Trump gives any policies that I feel fit, see, what I respect about people who vote is if you're voting for something, not voting because your mama said, hey, I'm a Republican, so go vote for Republicans. Not voting because of somebody you like, but somebody who gives you policy. That's what other race groups do besides black folks. What they do with black folks, they'll get Cardi B, they'll get Megan Thee Stallion, and they'll get Ice Spice, Sexy Red, and twerk at a BET award show and pack it with all these agendas and stuff and expect you to go vote. So this felt like it was supposed to cater towards black women to go vote. That's what it felt like to me. Yeah, exactly. I'm honestly scared of both too. Now, let's get into this Usher tribute. Oh my God. Did y'all see that Usher tribute? Man, let me take a sip of water. That Usher tribute was not the business, y'all. It was awful. Why was it awful, J Red? Well, it was awful because of one main thing. One main thing. Now, this isn't gender bashing at all. This isn't any type of, because I know people will try to flip my words, especially feminists. But there were no male performers besides one, Childish Gambino. He opened up for the Usher tribute. But there were no male performers in the Usher tribute. You had Tiana Taylor, you had Tanashi, you had the girl from Marsha Ambrosius from Floetry. You had Keke Palmer. You had all these women, but there were no males. Why did that happen? Now, either Usher handpicked them himself for some reason, or BET handpicked that and, had that going for some reason. My reasoning is an agenda. They wanted to appeal to black women. When has it ever been any type of awards? BET a tribute award where they didn't have a mixture of men and women performing. Sometimes now I gotta think about it. I gotta do a memory jog. I can't remember if it was all men or whatever, but where were the guys? Now, the first thing I was thinking about was, where was Chris Brown? Because they always compare Chris Brown and Usher, but from my understanding, I know last year they got into allegedly a scuffle, and of course Chris Brown Breezy is on tour right now, so he couldn't have made it. But you couldn't get Tank. Tyrese was in the audience. You couldn't get Tyrese. You couldn't get Genuine. You couldn't get Omarion. You couldn't get Mario. None of them was available. Hell, Jacquees. I don't think Jacquees would have did a good job, but you couldn't get Jacquees. How come it was all these women? And you couldn't, I'm sorry, but you couldn't get the feel of it. When you're looking at somebody honoring somebody, you gotta, for one, you put the next person on. You got to think of what Usher represents. He represents a man who had the ladies, made fantastic albums, fantastic music, performance. He was like another form of Michael Jackson. That's what you think about. So when you think about somebody doing a tribute award to him, you're thinking of men going out there doing what Usher was doing, mirroring Usher. But you couldn't get the feel of it with all women. Now, I'm not saying no women could have performed. Now Keke Palmer, hell no. I don't know what the hell she was doing out there. But, I'm not saying Marsha Ambrosius, or I'm not saying that Tiana Taylor couldn't have did their performances, but damn, you couldn't have no men at all. Now I love women. I'm pro women. I love women. Love seeing women on stage, but I don't want to see a bunch of women giving a tribute to Usher. You know what I'm saying? This is the BET Awards. People that's one of the main reasons people watch. That's one of the main reasons I watched the BET Awards last night, because they always give a good tribute. Typically, that's the best part of the show, because it's like a family reunion. It's typically somebody they're honoring that everybody respects. Everybody. Did they honor Diddy last year, or was that somebody else? I can't remember. I know they honored Master P, but I can't remember if Diddy got honored too. But yeah, typically you're gonna have somebody that represents them, which would be a man for Usher, some type of man. But it was nobody. But why was that? And I'm telling you, even if you look at the thumbnail right now, it's Tiana Taylor and who's that girl? Was it Tanashi too? They were doing some lesbian type of pussy bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tiana Taylor was dressed up like a stud, and you had Tanashi all feminine, and they were just grinding on each other, and it was like, what? So that's why I'm like, this was definitely agenda driven. Definitely. Shout out to Quentin Cooper. You said the ladies are saving R&B today. They are hot right now. Keke Palmer is hot right now. She's saving R&B. No, I don't think that this. I don't even think Usher handpicked this. I think this was done for a reason. This was done for a reason. You said I would have rather Mint Condition or any of the boy group leaders doing it. Somebody, yeah. You mean to tell me if you're honoring, give me somebody. Say, for example, you want to honor Chris Brown. You're not going to think about any male performer that could come out and do what he does. And it wasn't me just saying this. It was women. It was a lot of women who were saying, I kept seeing that all on my timeline. Like, what is going on? So that tribute was not good, y'all. It was not good. Tiana Taylor is not saving R&B. Stop it. Victoria Monet, I ain't gonna say she's saving R&B, but Victoria Monet, she doing her thing. Oh, that was Tiana Taylor and Victoria Monet. You're right, my bad. That was them. Tinashe performed too, though, right? I know Tinashe performed, but that was Tiana Taylor and Victoria Monet grinding on each other. I was like, what's going on? Right. And you say, yeah, I'm a woman. And I know you a powerful woman. Like you are pro women, all that, but you also have a sense of reality too. You know what I'm saying? So like because women, ladies, wouldn't y'all have wanted to see some handsome men up there performing, doing dance moves and stuff like that? You didn't want to see all them women honoring Usher. You don't get the same feel. Just like if somebody was honoring Janet Jackson, I wouldn't want to see nothing but men up there. What? One or two, I'm like, that's cool, but bro, this is a woman. I want to see other women honored. If Beyonce was getting honored, a tribute award show, would you expect Chris Brown and Usher and Tyrese and Jacquees and all of them just to be up there honoring her and Trey Songz? That wouldn't be the same because Beyonce is about women empowerment. You get a feeling from her because she is a woman. She is sexy. She is bad. She is classy. You get that. You wouldn't want a bunch of women. You wouldn't want a bunch of men up there. You want to see men honoring Beyonce? Come on now. Like it don't even make sense. So I was very disappointed. And I feel like Usher deserved a better tribute than that. And it was so bad. Did y'all see when Usher went up there to accept his award? They bleeped out all of his speech pretty much. Now that performance was so bad, he was up there cussing up a storm. I would play it, but I don't want to get any hits on my page, but because YouTube would act funny. But Usher was up there cussing up a storm. He dropped the F-bomb. See, this the real reason why. The FCC has rules and guidelines and the channels and everything like that too, right? And you can't be up there. Now, the whole night they were cussing, right? You can get away with saying certain things. Like I heard shit, I heard damn, I heard ass, I want to say, right? I heard bitch, I heard that, right? I think I did because Lotto was cussing. I think Glorilla maybe. I was hearing cussing, right? Because some people are like, okay, they let all them cuss, but why didn't they let Usher cuss? Because Usher was dropping F-bombs. Usher went up there and said, Jermaine Dupri and all of them was up there, and he said, man, these are like my fathers in music because they were with me when stuff was effed up. And Mother Effers was really counting me out, and Mother Effers this and Mother Effers that. And I was like, whoa, Usher, like, what's going on? Like, what's good? So they got to the point where they bleeped out everything. Now, I happen to have seen it floating online because, of course, people record it with their phones while they're there. So thank God for that. He didn't continue. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, but he continued to drop like a couple of more F-bombs before he kept moving. But yeah, it was very odd. I was like, they got my boy Usher up there just cussing up a storm because he can't stand it. What'd you say? You said I wanted to see Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Sierra, Genuine, Tyrese. Yeah, that would have been good. Like I said, you threw in Sierra. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But come on, we needed to see some men, and Tyrese was in the audience. You know what I'm saying? What you say the F-bomb gets you, though. Yeah, he was really, you could tell it was a lot on his mind when he was saying that. And I felt him, but you can't do that on live television. It's some stuff you can get away with saying ass. You can get away with saying damn. You can get away with saying shit, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But F-bomb, that's like the hardest one. Like if somebody says damn, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, like dang, they cuss, right? If somebody says shit, you like, oh, okay, they cuss. If you say bitch, yeah, but the F-bomb, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, he was very mad. So yeah, but altogether, thumbs down to that Usher tribute. I don't know why they didn't have any guys there. Again, I'm for women. I'm for women empowerment and stuff like that. Feminists, y'all do y'all thing, but that wasn't the place for it. Not an Usher tribute. Not an Usher tribute, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's move on to this topic. Now, of course, I've been talking about Drake for the past couple of months now, but Drake is hot in the press because the whole world is watching Drake right now. So with that being said, Rick Ross and his entourage got jumped by OVO goons in Vancouver. OVO goons in Vancouver. Now, first of all, that is cap. Was some people attacked? Yeah, but it wasn't Rick Ross. Rick Ross, well, he was like, I would show the video, but I don't feel like you know what? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Let me see. Y'all bear with me for a second. Let me see, where is it at? Looking on Twitter now. All right, y'all hold on. And this isn't promoting violence, by the way. YouTube, I'm just reporting the news. So everybody look. Now I'm not gonna play the audio, of course, because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Because what happened is Rick Ross went into, he had a show in Vancouver, I want to say, and when he was in Vancouver, he played Not Like Us. Now, of course, Vancouver is in the country of Canada. That is where Drake is from. So you had a bunch of Aubrey Angel fans out there, right? Let's play a clip of what happened. So this is Rick Ross right here. He has his entourage kind of on the side of him, and he's talking to some Drake fans. You see this white man right here with the little mullet, you know. So they're talking trash to each other. I wish I could play the audio, but they're playing Not Like Us right now. And the white man attempts to hit Rick Ross, and he kind of got him on the side a little bit, but then this is when the scuffle starts. You see the scuffle, like this is I guess one of the security guards or bodyguards or whatever. He gets attacked by a whole bunch of OVO fans, a bunch of Drake fans. You can see this is Rick Ross right here moving around. You know, this is somebody else in this camp right here. And this man is big with the dreads, and they just all attack him. You see all of them attacking him right now. You know, they acting all tough, lighting him up, you know, kicking him. You know, he getting hit. Bam. Look at all that. Everybody taking their time, kicking them. White people, black people, you know. So then he gets up, stumbling a little bit. He's in a daze because that's like 4 people that was hitting him. So you see him right here stumbling. And then the camera goes back to Rose. Where Rick Ross at? Let me see. This is Rick Ross right here behind. And he's walking around. And his entourage is surrounding him right now. This is in Vancouver, Canada, by the way. All right. And you see Rick Ross is walking. People trying to surround him. Dude walks up. Dude right next to Rick Ross. Pow. Tries to get old dude right here. And this is the part where Rick Ross kind of, you know, his entourage kind of has him dip off a little bit. Now, Drake, let me say this, man. With all that being said, that was, to me, this is my honest opinion. I think the people who jumped him look worse than Rick Ross. This is no hate or nothing like that, but these OVO, because that wasn't no OVO goons. Let's stop that right there. I don't think Drake had anything to do with that. Those were just corny fanboys that wanted to act tough around Rick Ross. Come on, man. There are no goons in Canada. Stop it. There ain't no goons in Canada. Those were just crazed, emotional Drake fans that wanted to put some hands on Rick Ross because they played a song. Now, I know that they're in Drake territory in the country and stuff like that. They're in Canada. And Rick Ross thought that he could troll by playing that song. I get it. Now, you reap what you sow. You put yourself in a dangerous environment, even from OVO stands. But to me, they look goofy because what if Rick Ross's entourage shot you? You would have got killed over some, or vice versa. Rick Ross could have got himself in harm's way and got beat up. But for one, Rick Ross didn't get jumped. Shoot, Rick Ross didn't do no fighting. He didn't even really get touched like that. He was kind of moving around, right? But his entourage, somebody got knocked out and somebody got their asses beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, but it wasn't really an L on Rick Ross' part. It's funny, though, because I said on Facebook today, I said, look, the day that I get jumped by a bunch of Drake fans, which, come on, man, we think of Drake fans as corny, either corny black dudes or some white boys. Let's just keep it a buck. Come on, man. They look like they just run up and they would mob a H&M and take everything. That's what it looks like, you know? And nothing wrong with that. But to me, they looked worse than Rick Ross because that's the #1 stream song in Canada. Did you know that? Yes. I think it's either on the Spotify or the Apple Music charts. That song, Not Like Us, the Drake diss, is the #1 song in the country over there, in their country. It's #1 over here, but over there. So what does that say? So we can't play Not Like Us. But it's, I think they just wanted to get some clout. They saw that Rick Ross didn't have a big entourage, and Rick Ross should have thought better, but Rick Ross didn't really get harmed like that. Academics and pro Drake people are celebrating and rejoicing because of this, but to me, it just looked corny. And those weren't OVO goons. Those were just crazed fans. That's all that it was, y'all. That's literally all that it was. You say, then Drake fans look like racist whites using this as a reason to mob. Exactly. Whites doing only what whites do. When your security get jumped, you got jumped. I mean, not really. I mean, he didn't get beat up. It ain't like Rick Ross just got beat up. And for those who said that Rick Ross was hiding behind security, duh. I'm not saying hiding, but if I'm the millionaire, I'm supposed to be protected, because guess what? If J Red is a millionaire, I'm not fighting anymore. Nope. I'm not fighting anymore. I hire people to do that for me. So Rick Ross was right in getting out of harm's way. You're not supposed to get touched if you're a millionaire. If you're the boss in that entourage, no, you ain't supposed to fight. So if anybody was just like, oh, he was hiding behind, I saw his baby mama saying some stuff, I'm like, man, shut up. Like, what else was he supposed to do? Now, like I said, you reap what you sow. Like, he should have not done that in Canada. Of course, come on, but let's be honest. We don't think it's any tough guys in Canada. I mean, look at Drake. I'm not trying to be funny, but look at Drake. I mean, they thought it was sweet. So on Rick Ross end, that's when trolling could go wrong. But also the Drake fans, y'all, Drake ain't gonna send you any money. I don't think he would. You're not gonna be able to be invited to his house. So really, you just did that emotionally. Like, I don't, like if I'm from Atlanta and somebody's playing a diss track about somebody in Atlanta, like, I'm not about to jump in and fight, not unless I was directly connected to that person, maybe. But if I'm just a fan, I ain't finna jump in and, if somebody says something bad, if it's a Nas diss track, because he's one of my favorite rappers ever. You can see, like, what, right here? You see, I got his album right here. So if somebody played Takeover in front of me, you think I'm finna fight that person? You think I'm finna fight Jay-Z if he performs Takeover in front of me? I'll be like, nah, Nas can handle that. So yeah, they look weak. That look very dumb to me. So yeah, I don't think Rick Ross took an L. I ain't gonna lie, security guards did take an L, but the Drake fans, like, y'all got to get over. Quit being so emotional. That's why I had my homeboy CJ on last week, and that video didn't went viral. We got so much viewership on that, but this is emotional Drake fans when they go wrong, like when they just lose it. Y'all asses could have, people could sue you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have got killed. You could go to jail over somebody playing a song. Now, of course, I don't know exactly what happened behind that. That's what they're saying allegedly that it was. I don't know if Rick Ross said anything to them or whatever, but of course, Drake was trolling. Drake posted in his story today, laughing about it, celebrating Canada Day. Matter of fact, let me go find that. Hold on. That was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. Drake is one of the biggest trolls on the internet. So it was funny seeing him react to it, saying Happy Canada Day. Let me share my screen with y'all. Hold on. This is Drake in celebration. He didn't directly say it, but I mean,
like never before.
Hold on. Let me not play that. I don't want to get a copyright strike. This is him talking about Happy Canada Day, laughing. He's saying Happy Canada Day, if you could read his lips. I don't want to play this. I don't want to get a copyright strike. But he's over here laughing. Listen to
Happy Canada Day to everybody.
You hear him saying he laughing because the whole Rick Ross thing. Yeah, and even hold on. He even commented under Rick Ross's baby mama's page and was like, "You're the GOAT" or something like that. So, but speaking of Drake, let's talk about Drake some more. Drake is spiraling with his trolling. Now, over the course of the last few days, this past weekend, Drake is spiraling, ladies and gentlemen. When I say that, he doesn't really know what to do in this situation. Now that he taken the L from Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us isn't dying anytime soon. It's still a hot record. Drake has been at a disarray right now. And when I say that, the different trolling tactics that he's trying to use to kind of cope. Like, look at this right here. he was bowling. I know some of y'all probably seen this. The man was bowling, and let's see, where did I just put that? He was bowling, and look, he uses the name 696, the 69 guy, right here. This is him bowling. That's him bowling right there. And you see he's using, you put the names up of what you are, whatever. His name, he got 6'9" guy, the 69 guy. Let me tell you something, Drake. That's not a flex. He's saying, freaky ass nigga, you a 69 guy with children, underage girls, Drake. That really wasn't a flex. So his fans are in the comments. They talking about y'all talk about he's moving on. So why is he playing into that by trying to troll? Clearly, Kendrick is still on his mind. So he got that going on. And this man also voted for himself on a poll. I kid you not. Where is this thing? Let me show y'all this. Hold on just a second, man. This man voted for himself on a poll. So we either had Drake voting for his own song and online poll for best diss track from Kendrick Lamar feud. So somebody was on social media and they happened to see this. This is the poll right here. And it says, Kendrick never fails to deliver, blah, blah, blah. What was the best song in the beef? You got Euphoria, Family Matters, which lost terribly. Then you have Not Like Us and Meet the Grams. You see right here who voted. Now, you can't see. Some people say that he voted for Not Like Us, which I doubt it. But Drake voted for his track. That's terrible, man. Come on, man. You're voting for your own track. And it's so bad because Family Matters is at 6% and all the other ones are light years ahead of it. So he got that going on. What else did he have? He posted a video of him eating at New King Ho. That's the restaurant that he got robbed in some years ago that Kendrick referred to. Well, he said, I'd be a New Hall King eating fried rice with a duck sauce and a blammy crow. Do you remember he said that? So Drake posted himself eating fried rice there, trolling. What else? I had it written down. What else he did? What else did he do? Also, this. I saw a post that he was under I don't know if he was on Rumble or one of these streaming sites. He commented on somebody's post and he alleged that Kendrick Lamar faked streams. He used bots or streams in the Spotify, whatever. I can't really find that right now. I forgot where it was. But Drake has just been spiraling just with his trolling. And it's not working. I mean, to his fans, it's probably satisfying, but it's making it look like he can't cope. If you truly move on from something, you're only going to respond with success. You're not going to respond with the trolling. That means that it's really affecting him. I mean, but you know what? At the end of the day, I can't expect anything more or less because that's the biggest song in the country. The biggest song in the country right now is Calling You a Pedophile. One of the biggest moments of hip hop ever took place last week, June 9th, or was it the week before last, June 19th, on Juneteenth with Kendrick Lamar's Kendrick and Friends pop-up show. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody they're laser focused to see what Drake is doing. And what is he doing? He's trolling. And this is my issue with Drake, man. Drake just feels like, and this isn't a personal shot, but this is just something based off of my observation. Now, Drake is 37 years old, going to be 38 pretty soon, right? I believe his birthday is in October. October's very own. The way he's moving is like a youthful, like a 21-year-old with all this trolling and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons his ass lost the battle. So my thing is, Drake, respond with some good music or stay off. So, I mean, you got the right to do whatever you want to do. I'm not saying stay off. I was about to say stay off social media. You can do whatever you want to do. But just the trolling, you're trying to troll your way out of this, but it's not going to be able to work. It just makes it look like you're not moved on from it and you can't take the L. You can't handle that L. Your fans can't either. And I did a whole show about this last week. Was debating with your fans. Shout out to CJ. But you can't take the L. But if Drake can't take the L, how can his fans take the L? So yeah, that man is spiraling out of control. And also he's dropped some new music. And the new music he dropped is with what's this lady's name? This woman, Camilla. What's her name, y'all? What is her name? Camilla. Let me look up her name because I don't want to mispronounce it. What's her name? I just had it. Drake. Her name is Camila Cabello. So Drake dropped a couple of tracks with Camila Cabello. One is a solo song. I think it's called Ugly or something that's on there. And then another song that he has is with her off of her album. And it's not really doing too well from my understanding. It really didn't get a lot of streams and stuff like that. So his new music has kind of been blah. They said that Summer Vibes was coming up next and he was supposed to take the summer over, but it's not working. Her streams their streams together have not really been significant. They've been like, I think they got like 1 million streams, which is good, but not good enough for Drake. And what everybody's going to be doing right now is being laser focused on what Drake has got going on. And everything is going to be compared to Kendrick's Not Like Us. Everything is going to be compared to Meet the Grams. Everything is going to be compared to Euphoria, 616 in LA. So if I was Drake, I mean, I've never made a hit record. I made some good music, but I never had a hit record before. But is he able to not pump out hits like he normally has? Is he at a stalemate right now? What can he do? Because if you ask me, I think that he is. Now, these songs that he released, he hasn't really been heavily promoting them like that. From my understanding, this song or these songs were supposed to have came out, but the whole Kendrick thing kind of pushed everything back. So yeah, but these songs aren't really that good. They're really not that good. Did not know he dropped music. Exactly. He hasn't been promoting it like that. His fans have. Normally he'll post I ain't gonna say post a link, but he'll post something. But yeah, Maya, shout out to Maya. He hasn't been promoting it. I think it's because like with the Sexy Red stuff, that You're My Everything song, he probably already had. No. He did not already have that. He probably already said he was going to feature on there, but he didn't, he made those promises. And I think he also gets a percentage of Sexy Red stuff. But he probably already had these business deals done. So he just decided to go ahead and just put it out, but he's not going to promote it. But yeah, you wouldn't know. He didn't promote it, but I'm on Twitter and I see people and his fans have heavily promoted it. You say he need new ghostwriter. He needs something. He needs something because he's been dropping some duds. But honestly, like I said on one of my last broadcasts, what can he do at this point? Because whatever he's doing is going to be compared to Kendrick Lamar. Not Like Us is not going anywhere. Hell, even the Democrats have tried to hijack this song for their own personal agenda. So that means that it's going into election season. HBCU season, as Joe Budden said, is coming up, which means HBCU football season, which means the Sonic Boom in the South, which means that all HBCUs around, the bands are going to be playing this. High school bands, everybody going to be playing Not Like Us. So you got to go through the fall, going into the winter, and I don't think that Drake is going to be able to do anything that tops Not Like Us. He could release some good music, but it's not going to be able to top Not Like Us, and that's going to make him look like a failure. So if you ask me, Drake needs to take a backseat right now, probably take a break. He always said he was wanting to take a break with music. Now is the time. Now is the time, if there's ever a time. Now, let me talk about this, man. I got a couple of more points I want to talk about. Black nepotism. Black nepotism. It's not accepted. Now, what are you talking about, J-Red? What you talking about? I'm talking about LeBron James and Bronny James. Now, if anybody follows me on Instagram, I released a video today. I do these word of the days every week. Well, not every week, every other week. Like every 2 weeks, I'll try to say something uplifting to inspire people to do better, for mental health and things like that. So I talked about support systems, right? When it was announced that Bronny James, that's LeBron James Jr., that's LeBron's son. We've been knowing for years now that LeBron James extended his time in the NBA, not only because he plays on a high level at his age, but also because his dream was to play with Bronny James in the NBA on the same team. We've been knowing this, but it came to fruition this past week. Now, of course, people had negative stuff to say about it, unfortunately, because I get that side. They're like, okay, Bronny was drafted over people who were quote unquote better than him, who averaged more points than him, assists, rebounds, and stuff like that. So his dad is the only reason that he was able to join the Los Angeles Lakers. Absolutely. But why is that looked at as negative? because nepotism is everywhere. Did LeBron James have everything to do with him getting drafted to the Lakers? You're damn right. Now, I'm not saying that Bronny James is trash or anything like that. What I am saying is it doesn't take a genius to know that LeBron James has pull in the NBA, especially on the Los Angeles Lakers. He can control who gets there, who doesn't, who gets fired, whatever the case may be. So I didn't see a problem with it. Now, I understand the side of, okay, is it going to enhance the team? Is it going to make the team better? If it don't, so what? I get it, right? But at the end of the day, if we're talking about nepotism, how come it's looked at bad? Now, if you're talking about it from just a sports analyst position, I get it. But if you're saying, oh, Bronny didn't have to work his way to the top, he had to do this, the boy does play, but why should he have to go that hard? If your dad is the most famous basketball player in the world and he has pull to get you on there to play with him and make you be as successful as him, why not? Why is that looked down upon? When black people put other black people on, that's family, we get the short end of the stick. White people do this all the time. Other race groups, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, do you see any black people working there like that? No. When you go to a Mexican restaurant, do you see black people or any other race group working there like that? Some of them do. Some of them do. One of my favorite spots has different races that work in there. But typically, if you're talking about the general managers and all that stuff, it's going to be family oriented. And there's nothing wrong with that. So this should be a learning lesson that if you're in a high position, you're supposed to put on your kids and supposed to have generational wealth. I'm all for black nepotism. If my dad was a LeBron James or something like that, I would hope that he puts me on. So I didn't see anything negative about it at all. If your dad a billionaire, what's the problem? Exactly. Nepotism has been in the NBA. They've been doing it forever. And it's not just the NBA, but you're talking about different sports. And, and it ain't even just about the sports players. It's like the general managers and all that, like the people behind the scenes. That's who really got the money. So I think it's a beautiful situation for LeBron James to play with Bronny James. I'm all for it. And of course, LeBron James had everything to do with it. That's perfectly fine. We need to have more of that. I would like to see other NBA players. I was about to say Steph Curry, right? But I think he got all daughters. Now, I ain't gonna lie, something was funny. Did y'all see that meme where they said Dwayne Wade said, wait till I get my daughter to play in the WNBA? And y'all know what daughter he talking about. Y'all know what daughter he talking about. Oh my God, man. That was hilarious. The whole Zai Wade thing, if he gets his daughter to play in the WNBA, that was hilarious. But nonetheless, salute to LeBron James and salute to his son, Bronny James. I can't wait to see them play together. This is the first time ever in history, I want to say, that a man, a father and a son playing on the same team, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. This is the first time ever in the NBA, and I'm all for it. Okay. Now, let me play this. Well, no, I ain't gonna play that. Y'all just have to go check out the Toxic Love Part 2 video. One last thing. This one I want to talk about. Why? And I put us. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. Hold on, y'all. For social media purposes, I don't want to misspell stuff. All right. Why is Sexy Red heavily criticized but not Megan Thee Stallion? Why? Let me play a video for y'all real quick. Now, this is kind of long-winded from this chick. She went viral for talking about Sexy Red. And this fair use, by the way. But listen to her criticism towards Sexy Red. Let's watch this.
I hate that bitch Sexy Red. I promise you, I hate that girl. I hate her. I wish somebody would make a diss record against her ass. I think I'm about to write a diss. I don't like that bitch. I don't like her at all. Like, she be single-handedly playing in y'all face. And I said to myself, who the fuck is her fan base? This is why I hate when y'all listen to her music. Like, y'all keep saying, like, yeah, man, but the beat hit. I don't give a fuck how much the motherfucking beat hit. Let me tell you something. Every time I hear that bitch in my motherfucking car, I turn her shit off because I know she detrimental to the black community. I know she motherfucking influencing young girls to pop they pussy open for a baby. I know that's what that bitch doing. And in the
okay, I hear you. Keep going.
same breath, She's influencing these young girls to be ratchet, nasty, and trifling.
Okay.
And then she's telling y'all that y'all got carpet hair. So not only is she's influencing y'all to do that, but she's also insulting y'all at the same time. I hate that bitch.
All right. I ain't gonna play the whole thing because she's doing a lot of cussing. Okay. So I hear you. So this is, you said Zaya, is that who it is? I totally agree that I hate that girl. Okay. So my thing is this. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. And her name is Zaya. Shout out to her. Right. I'm not disagreeing with everything she said at all. My whole thing is I'm bringing up Megan Thee Stallion because if you're talking about young black girls, if you're talking about black women, Megan Thee Stallion does the same thing. Cardi B does the same thing. If Sexy Red influences girls to be hypersexual, ratchet, and stuff like that, Megan Thee Stallion doesn't either. Now, no, of course, on the surface level, Megan doesn't look as what quote unquote dirty as Sexy Red, and Megan doesn't do performative things when it comes to being black, right? However, Megan does play into a stereotype, which is the black Jezebel. Megan is known for twerking. She pops her ass every chance that she gets. Now, Sexy Red is performative because she's trolling. She does it in a racial way to where white people enjoy that stuff, right? But they have the same impact on little girls because Megan doesn't do anything profound in her music. I know she represents women empowerment, but the same thing, if you're talking about she's liberated and sexually liberated, you could say the same thing about Sexy Red. There is, I can see somewhat of a difference, but if you're talking about influence, if you're talking about influencing our daughters and everything like that, every time Megan releases a single, she's dressed half naked, popping her ass. Sexy Red does the same thing. Sexy Red is vulgar, and Megan Thee Stallion is vulgar. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Boss 51. But they're the same. If you're talking about hypersexual, Cardi B is the same. Cardi B cosplays a black woman being hypersexual and ratchet. She just looks better than Sexy Red. She carries herself better than Sexy Red. Now I know when it comes to being on a red carpet, right? Sexy Red is gonna show up looking ratchet, not with no dress on. If it is a dress, she's gonna be like scantily clad. She's gonna look dirty and filthy, shoes off, stuff like that. When Megan shows up to a red carpet, she's gonna look elegant and classy and all this other stuff, right? Megan's gonna fix it up. However, the content of their music is the same stuff. It's the same stuff. It's hypersexual. Sexy Red just says it in a different way. Now, you could say the same thing about Megan Thee Stallion as far as playing a Jezebel. She plays into a stereotype just like Sexy Red does. So my whole thing is the influence. I'm not saying old girl is wrong for what she's saying at all, but I could say the same thing about Megan Thee Stallion because I don't think Megan Thee Stallion is good for our young girls. Hell, I don't think a lot of these women are good for our young girls these days. I don't think so. You can't sit here and say Cardi B is good for them or Megan is good for them and say Sexy Red isn't though. But now Sexy Red trolls and goes overboard, like she does performative things, like going on a private jet, eating Popeye's chicken, purposely showing herself doing it. And Sexy Red did something disrespectful. She had a campaign with this whole Make America Sexy Again, where she's sitting in the Oval Office getting hair from a white man saying, yeah, I'm doing this for our ancestors. Completely disrespectful, right? I get that. But you can't be saying that Megan doesn't do the performative stuff as well. Not to that extent. But I think any woman who talks about sex all the time and always is twerking isn't good for black women either. So I don't agree with that at all. What you say? You said Sexy Red saying it's okay to have STDs, all this stuff. Meg is liberation without the connotation. Now I get that. She's Sexy Red is filthy and disgusting. I get it, but you're talking about content in their music. It's both sexual though. She just says more things that are more vulgar. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown. But Megan Thee Stallion says, "Eat my ass like a bottom feeder." WAP, she put out during the pandemic. You remember her and Cardi B were bumping pussies together, talking about some WAP, at the Grammys, that was very, very detrimental to young black girls. At the Grammys. Yeah, it was at the Grammys. And I made a uproar of that back then. We should have been alarmed back then, but guess what? Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B are the reason for Sexy Red. You heard me. Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B are the reason for a Sexy Red. Sexy Red said, y'all want to go like that? Oh, okay, I'm going to go harder with it. It was already out here. Big old freak. Now, I'm not saying, trust me, I'm not saying you can't rap about sex. Okay? Do your thing. Do your thing. But hip hop is on a global scale more than ever. They always like to bring up Kaya, Trina, and all them, but the difference is Kaya and Trina didn't have a platform like Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, and Glorilla and all them have. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference from back then. However, the stuff was still vulgar. Lil' Kim was still vulgar, so it's always been here. Sexy Red just going harder with it, but you can't point the finger just at Sexy Red though, because Megan Thee Stallion, that's what I was saying. Like, she put out a single called Wet Ass Pussy. She put that out there, performed it with pussies, their coochies bumping together on a main stage at the Grammys, and they televised it. What's the difference between that and Sexy Red twerking, talking about her pussy is pink, booty hole brown? See, that's something we don't want to talk about. Why? Because Megan looks better than Sexy Red. Now, I know she talks about STDs and all the other stuff, which is trolling, but I don't really see a difference between them. You said Nicki is to blame for it. I ain't gonna say that. Nicki is the start for this rap girl wave, but Nicki before what? Nicki talked about sex, but not in this manner. Nicki wasn't twerking everywhere you saw her. She had a nice, sexy image, but she wasn't. She was talking about sex, but all of her singles weren't talking about that. Give me a Nicki Minaj single. Like, if you look at her first album, she had Save Me, Moment for Life, the song with Rihanna. It wasn't really talking about sex on there like that. Not in a single. Give me a Nicki Minaj single besides what? I know Anaconda, but what was her main single where she just talking about sex the whole time? You said Super Bads? Well, I know Anaconda. Well, okay, yeah, no. What's that one? Super Freak. That's most recent. Anaconda. I'm talking about before that though. Nicki Minaj, that hadn't been her whole shtick though. Sexy Red, Super Bass wasn't all. Not Super Bass wasn't all about sex. You know, she said, "You got my heartbeat running away." That was more of a love song. Super Bass wasn't like that. No, you spelled it right here. Super Bass. Nicki Minaj ain't the star for that. If you're gonna go to Nicki Minaj, go to Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is the star for all of it. If we're gonna go back that far, I'm talking about within the last 4 or 5 years when Megan Thee Stallion got hot. Because Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls, it was about pussy. Nicki Minaj had content. I'll give her that. She had more content than just sex. She put out Pills and Potion. Like, I listen to Nicki Minaj albums, and even though they're not the best albums, she has a lot more content than Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, and all of them combined. Hell, even Lotto be having a lot of content. I'll give her that. But Lotto's main singles are about sex. But yeah, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and all of them, they're the reason for this Sexy Red. They are that. So yeah, don't beat up on Sexy Red. Although, I mean, you can, because I think she's detrimental too. I agree with her, but I also think that Megan Thee Stallion is detrimental as well. I saw a video just recently, a single she put out on her tour bus, nothing but ass everywhere, twerking. So she's detrimental to black girls as well. Now let me ask you this: do you think that Megan Thee Stallion isn't detrimental to black girls? Man, forget. Okay, the degree don't matter. That degree don't matter. That don't, just because you got a degree don't mean that you're playing into a stereotype. Sexy said you don't need a degree. I mean, you don't need a degree. You don't have to have a college degree. And this isn't taken up for Sexy Red. It's just I'm saying it all across the board. But let me ask y'all this in the comment section: do you think that Megan Thee Stallion is detrimental to young black girls? If a young black girl watches the way Megan Thee Stallion move, do you think that she shouldn't be marketed to kids. What you say? Meg is not marketed to little girls. Sexy Red is. Okay, I'll give you wiggle room for that. I'll give you some wiggle room for that. Kind of. Yeah. But you also, I can't say that all the way because simply the fact that they put out that single WAP and they performed it at the Grammys. That's supposed to be where everybody can watch. Everybody should be able to watch that. And you had Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B doing some hot lesbian action on there. So no, not all the way. Now, Sexy Red is marketed to kids. I will give you that. She is more so than Megan, but Megan also, you know, what you say, Meg is marketed to women, Sexy Red being played at school. Megan is being played at schools too, though. Megan's being played at schools. Yes, she is. A lot of these kids have a lot of unfiltered stuff that's going on right now. So, nah. You saying Grammy haven't been friendly? Say no. But it's supposed to still be the Grammys. I don't care how friendly it's supposed to be, whatever. It's supposed to not be for the Grammys. You said Meg ain't showing up to schools. She don't have to show up to schools. Her music is still being played there. But anyway, y'all, I've been on past this hour. Hopefully everybody has a great July, prosperous week ahead of you. I might go live later on today. I don't know. But make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. Also, make sure that you stream my latest offering, my latest project, which is called Rewind. Rewind is right here, ladies and gentlemen. You see 5 blazing tracks that sample some of your favorite tracks from the 90s. Also, I have Red Velvet that's available on all streaming platforms. 4 blazing tracks that are catered to the ladies that sample some of your favorite R&B songs from the 90s and the 2000s. Do your boy a favor and make sure you go get those streams up. And if you really love him, make sure that you purchase. Also, if you want to donate to the Cash App is $JAYR3D. Cash App is $JAYR3D. Make sure that you subscribe if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ResView. Thank you so much for joining me. Especially you, Vic Will. Shout out to you. I know you had a real good time. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stream his music, y'all. Yes, indeed, Maya. Thank you. Make sure you share. If you're on Twitter, make sure that you retweet. If you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button, share, all that good stuff. All right. And if you're not already following me on social media, what are you doing? Go right now, youtube.com or what? I'm sorry. Instagram, JAYR3D. Instagram, JAYR3D. And also on Twitter, TikTok as well, JAYR3D. Ashley Carver, where you at? Shout out to you. You should have chimed in on some stuff. You said dope show. Thank you, Vic Will. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. Replay gang, y'all will be here in a few. If you haven't checked out the other videos that I posted, make sure you go vote. Check that out. We got to link up soon, Ashley. Maya, I'll see you next time I'm in Mobile if you're there. You said we are not friends on Instagram. Follow me. I'm JAYR3D on there. Same thing. Ain't nothing changed. At all. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. All right. This is J Red, ResView. Oh, hold on. What, Jahad, what you say? I'll be back. I enjoyed the bro. Yeah, appreciate you, Jahad. Shout out to you, man. Fellow LaFleur alumni. You said I finally found it. Okay, yeah. Hit that follow button. But Jahad, thank you, brother. And yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here. This is J Red, ResView signing out.